It's all positive. All of it's a positive. It was a positive when I came up here to look at this job. I mean, because it shows commitment. It shows commitment and dedication, and making sure that we have the resources we need to be successful in this conference. I was asked a minute ago about being in the Big 12 previously and how that helps me here. Well, I know the standard. I was at Texas. I've been to Oklahoma several times. I was at Iowa State. I've been all across this conference. At the end of the day, we will have and are building what's going to be the best in this conference, and that's going to help us be successful in this conference. But at the end of the day, going back to the last question, it's bricks, it's mortar, it's fancy stuff. It's about the people in the building. It's about our players. It's about the coaches and our mentality in here, and that's what excites me the most.
Is there any feeling of difference for you? This is kind of the ground floor of a rebuilding of the program as opposed to last year. It was, obviously you guys were more in win now mode, I think. Just for you, is there a difference?
Yes and no. The longer you coach, I've come in on the back end of places. I've come in on the front end several times. It's not my first time coming in on the front end of a tenure, so to speak. But at the end of the day, we always want to win. And just like the standard last year wasn't set or wasn't met, just like Coach Brown, I'm sure, has talked about that. But we are building it with the right foundation. And just like you do in any business, any corporation, if you don't build it with the right foundation, you're not going to have success long term. And everything that we're doing is for long-term success and to have a basis of being able to do it every single year. And as a coach, again, it's about development, it's about building, and that's what you pride yourself on, and that's what we all have passion for.
More about this.
So what connections did you have? I imagine maybe Coach Leslie through your dad. How did you know guys on this staff?
Yeah, Coach Leslie recruiting in the state of Mississippi, knowing my dad, who's a head junior college coach down there. We also have some very mutual friends. One of his best friends is also one of my best friends, even though we hadn't really met and spent time together. Felt like I've known him for years, just through mutual acquaintances. And then Matt Moore and I worked together at Louisiana Tech for a year. Really impressed by him as a coach, really impressed by him as a husband and a father and a good man. And that's probably who I would talk to the most over the years, just when they were building what they were building in Troy and doing that, and kind of knowing the day-to-day and how Coach Brown was with his coaches, with his players, and all the detail. And then Coach Brown, being at Texas Tech, working for Tommy Tuberville, who I worked for, and a lot of similar acquaintances through that as well. So, it's one of those deals in this profession. You have a large network over the years when you do it more and more and more, and there's a lot of crossover.
More about that role. I was going to say special teams coordinator.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a heavier ask with Neil's staff than it is on a lot of staffs.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, sometimes you might have an hour a day with Vic.
Yeah.
Right? So talk about what you're bringing to the table from an outside perspective, from a scheme standpoint. They talk about integrating, what Jared knows versus what Neil knows. Well, the same thing plays out with special teams.
Absolutely.
Right? Talk about that.
Well, I think the thing that was the most appealing to me is they already have a special teams culture established for the importance of it, and that is not established in every program in the country. You put that, absolutely. So that excited me to be a part of that, and to obviously have that title and to have that role and responsibility. I take it very seriously. We have the support from the entire staff, and I'm excited to get in front of the team and to continue to raise that level of enthusiasm for special teams, because that is going to be an edge for us. That is going to be an edge for us moving forward. It was an edge for them last year. You look at some of the things they did on kickoff and a lot of the different things. I mean, it's going to only grow, and that was exciting for me. As far as ideas, I've coached every phase of special teams at different times in my career. This is the first opportunity I've had to be a coordinator with it, and I'm really excited about it. It's something I've always wanted to do, and when we came in, there was a lot of philosophy similarities, and that was exciting for me, and I'm really ready to hit the ground running on that.
After last year, you lose one of the best long snappers in the country and one of the best punters in the country. How do you replace those guys? Competition.
It's going to be a fun spring, very, high productivity, and we're going to, every rep is going to count, and that's how you create everything, whether it doesn't matter what position, you know what I mean? So we do have very capable people in-house right now, and I'm looking forward to, ratchet it up this spring and seeing what those guys do.
Have you seen enough to kind of make first impressions of players yet?
Absolutely not. Not on the special teams aspect of it. Not in the first month. We hit the ground running next week, and it'll be a pretty quick study.
Where do you create the